I'm John, and I'm going to teach you a few things about pipetting. First, we're going to talk about two types of pipettes. One, volumetric pipette, sometimes called the transfer pipette. Now you'll notice that there's one hash mark right here, and that's the only one there is. They're manufactured to different milliliters, 5, 10, 25, 50, 100, whatever you need to do. And the idea of this is you're going to draw the solution up, you're going to rest the meniscus on this line, and you're going to let all of the solution drain out until all of it drains out the end. And there may be a drop on the end of the volumetric pipettes that you don't want in your solution. They're designed to actually keep that last drop in the pipette. Second one is a Moore pipette. Now this you can see goes from 0 to 10 by 1 milliliters, and it has, I believe, 2/10 increments as well. The idea with this is if I wanted to draw 2 milliliters up or deliver 2 milliliters, I would say draw liquid up to the 8, deliver it to the 10, and when the meniscus is resting on the 10, deliver no more after that. You can see that the bottom part of the tip here isn't graduated, so you never want to deliver below the last graduation on the pipette itself. Okay? So, volumetric, Moore pipette. Now, how you get the solution up into the pipette? Bulbs. There are two types of bulbs pretty much in the lab, one with the fitting on the end and one not with the fitting on the end. The idea with the bulbs is you never want to put the bulb on like this so it stays. This is not good. This is bad. The idea with the bulb is to rest it. So you not only get sufficient suction, but you're able to take it off easier when you need to work with the pipette and the level of liquid in it. So once again, always depress the air in the bulb before you put it on the pipette so you don't get anything or contaminants into the pipette from the bulb. Lightly put it on so there's a nice suction, and then you can draw air into the pipette as you need. These are a little bit easier. They have sort of a graduated grommet in here that just rests nicely on top and gives you a better suction, so you don't actually have to push hard and get it off easier, so you can work with your finger and control the level of liquid in the pipette. Cleaning the pipette. If you have a dirty pipette, there's a few things you can do. One way to know that you have a dirty pipette is if you draw liquid up into it and it drains and there are bubbles on the inside, you need to clean it. So, first action, probably get a clean beaker, fill it with distilled water, okay? Take the bulb, depress it, get all the air out of it, lightly rest it on top, put the tip of it in the solution, and draw up about 1/3 of the pipette, about this much. Okay? Put the pipette on the side, and you can see that I'm just twisting the pipette and having the solution go all over the inside of it as to clean out any contaminants in there. Once you get a few good revolutions, you can put it down the sink or in a waste beaker, depending on what the solution is down the sink. This is just water, so it's fine. Now, if I did this and the beaker wasn't clean, if I did this and the pipette wasn't clean, I'd use something a little stronger. Not water, but detergent solution like Alkanox that we have on the benches near the sinks. Now, put a small amount of Alkanox in a beaker like this, get a clean spatula or a stirring bar, and just try to dissolve as much of it as you can in the distilled water. And then I would repeat the same process. About 3 times with the Alkanox. Swirl it around so it gets all over the inside of the pipette. Drain it into a waste beaker or the sink, depending on what the solution is. And rinse this pipette out now with tap water and then distilled water. Tap water to get the soap out so you don't waste the distilled water, and distilled water to get the tap water out so you actually have a clean pipette. The procedure is virtually the same with the volumetric, it's just a different pipette. Okay, so now we have a clean pipette and we're looking to go through the procedure of cleaning your beakers and then drawing up a solution and delivering it to wherever you want to. In this case, I'm going to deliver distilled water to the Erlenmeyer flask. So, for this procedure, I'm only going to use one glove. I find that the skin of your finger on top of here gives a much better control, much better suction than a glove. So, if I'm dealing with strong acids and bases, I may try to use a glove. But if I'm dealing with harmless solutions, in this case water, you can do it without it. Just be careful with whatever you're working with. Now, the idea with this is I'm going to have distilled water as a solution, and I'm going to have 3 beakers labeled wash, good, and waste. So I'm going to take my distilled water, I'm going to pour some into the good. All right? I'm going to swirl it around so the inside of it gets clean, like this, almost like you're cleaning the pipette. And I'm going to dump it into the wash beaker. And now from here I'm going to do the same thing. Swirl it around, maybe tip it on its side so the liquid gets all over the inside of the beaker, rather. And then I'm going to go from wash to waste. Okay? And I'm going to repeat that 3 times from good to wash and from wash to waste. Okay? You don't need a lot of solution. You just need enough to be able to kind of coat the inside of it with both beakers. Okay? So this has been done 3 times. And now I'm ready to rinse my pipette. So I'm going to pour some in the good. So we have clean beakers. We've washed from the good to the wash to the waste, and now we're ready to clean our pipette. So into the wash beaker, put some of your solution, and it's important to have more, not exactly for this case, but when I'm actually drawing up the 25 milliliters, I want a little bit more of the solution in the beaker. I never want to draw air into the pipette itself. You contaminate the bulb if the solution gets up into the bulb. You have to start the whole process over. So, to clean the pipette, put the pipette in, draw up liquid to about there, put it on its side, a little possibly in the neck there, up to the line, shake it around, swirl it, and put it in the wash. The waste beaker. Wash to the waste. And when that's done, you do it 3 times from the wash to the waste. And then you're going to fill up your good beaker with the solution and do it from the good to the wash. So pretend I've done it 3 times from the wash to the waste. I'm going to fill up the good a little bit more so I don't get any air in the pipette. Very gently put it to the bottom. You never want to push down on the pipette, and you don't really want it at the bottom of the solution in any case. So I take up about 1/3 of the solution into the pipette, swirl it around a little bit neck, swirl it, clean it into the wash. Okay? Perfect. Now, I have a clean pipette and I have a clean beaker. So what I need now is a little bit more of the solution. A little bit more of the distilled water. Pour it in here. And now you can see that the level on here is about 40 milliliters. So that'll be fine. The volumetric pipette is 25 milliliters, so I want about 10 milliliters more in there, and I have about 15. So that's good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw up solution to the line. I think it's about here. And as you can see, not enough air was in the bulb to pull up enough solution, so I took my hand, put it over here so no liquid is escaping, took the bulb off, depressed it, And now I can just continue to draw solution up the pipette. So I draw a little bit more than necessary above the line. As you can see, the line's here, the top of the solution is here. Okay, and into the wash, I drain my excess. So you can, the trick is to twist the pipette a little bit, ever so slightly, raise your finger, and you'll get the bubble and the meniscus down right, resting on the line. That is good. So take that, put it into our flask, and with the volumetric pipettes, you just let it go. They're designed to hold a drop of liquid at the end that you're not supposed to touch to the side of the flask, and generally you want to leave it right side up and down, draining for about 30 seconds after it fully exits the pipette, just to make sure everything is out that needs to be out. Okay, as you can see, there's a bubble, there's a drop on the end, and I'm going to try to not get it in there because that's what this thing is designed to do. And since this was a clean, dry flask, this is the right amount of solution, and from a clean pipette and clean beaker, and that's pretty much how you pipette a solution. The only difference with this is that, say if now all of this is good solution, okay, with the more pipette, drawing the solution up is all but the same. And I would draw slightly past the graduations. As you can see, graduation's at here, the meniscus is here. And I would once again drain into the wash beaker however much I wanted to get rid of, which would be resting the meniscus right on the 0, right there. So now, I'm going to turn the numbers to me so I can see them. And I'm already starting to go, but the tip of the pipette was in the flask when it started to drip, so that's fine. And I'm going to look down, and when the meniscus gets to about 9, 9.5, kind of see the numbers, tend to go a little slower. So, right about there, put my finger on and I slowly start to get the meniscus going down. And now I stop it. And I touch the side, whatever was delivered, and the meniscus is right on the 10. I put the rest in the wash of the waste. And there you have it. 2 deliveries from 2 clean pipettes and beakers and solutions and everything. You're ready to go.